Okay, we are going to look at this cryptic quiz, and I'm going to give you some examples out of each one of the columns. The way this quiz works is we are going to solve each one of these equations out of these 15 equations for y. We're going to get y by itself. The answers, there's 6 possible but below each of the equations. So here we go. Possible answers for each ones. I'm going to specifically look at number 1. Actually, let's change that. Let's look at number 2. We'll do number 2. Negative 3x plus y is equal to negative 2. And I will pick out, we will do number 4 as well out of the first column. Negative 4x minus y is equal to 1. Steps are always going to be the same. We are going to look to get y by itself. Steps will always be the same. You're going to try to move this x over, and we're always going to use inverse operations when going back and forth over the equal sign. This is a negative 3x. I would add 3x. This is going to go away. Y then is equal to, write your x first. 3x, and then I write this, minus 2. These are not like terms, I cannot combine those. Steps are always going to be the same. You're going to move your x and get that y by itself. I would find my answer down here. Y equals 3x minus 2 is right there. So I know number 2 is the letter O. And I would find the number 2 up here, and I would write the letter O. Anywhere that I saw a 2, I would write an O. Number 4. Same steps. You want to get y by itself. Inverse operations to move that 4x. Add 4x. This is going to go away. Negative y stays. Unlike terms, so I'm just going to write them separate with my x first. It's a positive, so it's 4x. That's a positive 1, so it's plus 1. I cannot have this negative y. And 5 and 6 are like this also. You're going to get a negative y. I'm not interested in what negative y is. I want to get rid of that. Remember, there's a 1 right there. If I just simply divide everything by negative 1, which is really just like changing the signs, negative divided by a negative is a positive. Positive divided by a negative, negative 4x. Positive divided by a negative, negative 1. I simply just changed my signs. This became negative, this became negative, this became positive. Negative 4x minus 1, and that's the letter E. So everywhere I see a 4, I would write an E. Or I'm sorry, not 5 and 6, I did 4. 3 and 5 are just like that. Let's pick 2 from the middle column here. Now I'm going to have a little coefficient in front of there. I'm going to pick number 6, and I will pick, let's see, let's do 10. Negative x plus 2y is equal to 6, and then number 10 is 4x minus 3y is equal to negative 2. Looking to solve for y. Now notice there's a coefficient in front of this y, which is going to add an extra step, but I can handle that. This is a negative x. We're going to move it by using inverse operations. Add x. Those go away. 2y then is equal to, you write your x first. It's a positive x and a positive 6 plus 6. Now what's going to change is I have to divide everything by 2. Everything by 2. Those will divide into each other. Y is equal to x divided by 2 plus 6 divided by 2. I need to simplify that, is 3. Let's look for our answer. X over 2 plus 3. I don't see it, but this looks real close. Remember, dividing by 2, this is the same as 1/2 x, because 1/2 x is 1/2 times x over 1. And if I multiply these two together, numerator times numerator is x, it's the same as x over 2. 1/2 x is the same as x over 2. The better way to write this is with a fraction. Y equals 1/2 x plus 2. That's this answer here, which is the letter U. If you had x over 3, it would be 1/3 x. If you had x over 4, it would be 1/4 x. If you had 3x over 6, it would be 3/6 reduces to 1/2 x. Got to get y by itself. We're looking to solve for y. Positive 4x, so I subtract it. I'm using inverse operations to move it. That goes away. Negative 3y then is equal to, I can't combine those. It's a negative 4x though, and a negative 2. Simply divide everything by negative 3. And now I simplify each one of these. This will be y. Negative divided by a negative, I just leave that as 4/3 x. Negative divided by a negative plus 2/3. That can't be reduced, that can't be reduced. I just changed this into a positive because it's a negative divided by a negative, which is a positive, and the same thing here. That's done. And if I look here, 4/3 x plus 2/3, that's the letter L. We'll look at two more. I will look at, I'm going to say number 11. And I will do 13. Now, it's equal to 0. Doesn't change the fact that I still got to get this y by itself. I'm left with the choice here. I could move this 2y over, and then I could go right to solving. Or I could subtract 3x and add 6. That's 2 steps. This is 1 step. I like moving this 2y over first. I'm going to subtract 2y from both sides. That leaves me with 3x. That goes away. Minus 6 is equal to negative 2y. Doesn't matter that this is on the right. You could easily flip this around. I could say, I can bring this right there. If you want to, just write negative 2y is equal to 3x minus 6. It's still the same thing. Now I can divide everything by negative 2. That divides in negative 3/2 x, and now I have a negative 6 divided by a negative 2 plus 3. Negative 3/2 plus 3 is right there. It's the letter A. Last one. Left with the choice. I can add 2x or I could move this 6y. I'm going to move the 6y. No reason, just that now my y is going to be positive. You're left with negative 2x is equal to 6y. I would divide by 6. Negative 26x is equal to y. I can write y is equal to negative 26x, and I'll go try to find it. And I don't see it, but it looks real similar to this, and then it cues me in. Negative 26 can be reduced. It needs to be simplified. 2 goes into 2 one time, goes into 6 3 times. This reduces to a negative 1/3 x. And that is that answer right there, which is the letter M. So there's 6 out of the 15 problems. You have till Monday night to get the rest done. Take a picture of your work and submit it.